Yeah, hopefully whoever is on team 2 loads in, but we got Love Bite back in, Mikkel in the back, we got us as War, we got Young, and Cobra immediately getting sapped up by the game, got himself full go, Succubus immediately catching the Rogue, just trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a go. The Succubus is just the perfect counter for Rogue's Go, man, unless you can just find a way to AoE'd out with Phantom Knives, interrupted really quickly in the opener. There's no shot a Rogue is ever going to get a proper opener. Goes in for a vanish, but Infernal drop it on the man's head, immediate drink it as Cobra walled his damage off, trying to see if he can lock down the game. Shadow Fury, putting up some portals up. The game no longer has himself the advantage in order to escape. Cloak of Shadow is no longer available either, and the Chaos Bolt is going to devour the man's entire health, but goes in for big damage, and Cobra takes a huge hit from the Rogue, but survives it plenty. That Kingsbane goes in, but the rest of the damage, no death mark, no nothing. Yeah, maybe if you got a Kingsbane with all the other dots and everything, that would hurt. Oh wait, we got a 5. Beautiful. We got ourselves Ignis up next. Oh my god, Cobra though, dude. Out of Destro Warlocks, he's really putting, oh, good juke on that breath too. Ignis trying to see if he can go for a Ring of Frost. How is that Succubus not frozen? Her hooves are literally in the ring. I feel like that should still freeze her. I feel like that should have been CC. Ignis with a massive bit, just trying to see if he can fade out in order to reduce some of the damage taken as he escapes the bonds of Fel. Cobra making sure to chase out Ignis behind the pillar with a couple of ports, at least one of them. Additional damage that's going to apply. Yeah, that's not going to feel good. By the way, did you see that they removed a lot of the talents that buff the gate in War Within? Like, they were going to make it a whole capstone thing, and then like, yeah, nah, we'll just make it easier for you to get it, but like, we don't want to make you invest time into it. No points into it, nothing. Reflect up for Cobra, just letting the poly go off. Another Bonds fell. Ignis got a caught. He's gonna go for a trinket. Locking down, and is still gonna try to see if he can escape the bonds with a Succubus catching you on your shift. No! As Cobra is just gonna feed you a free Chaos Bolt into a stun. As Ignis trying to give himself any survivability out of here. All the time still available. Another Chaos Bolt just gonna be lobbed right into the shield, soaking up a lot of damage. Ultra does give you a little survivability. Nova doesn't catch Cobra. You may be looking at an ice block right here. Greater Pyra, he's just going for it. It's gonna be Cobra trying to see if he can bust out of this as soon as possible. And Ignis, oh man. Alter? No, Ice Block. I was gonna say for a second, what a cheat death proxy here. He does not want it. Goldbrick got himself plenty of health, plenty of damage into a big Bonzafel, breaking past the shield. Ignis knocking the guy back. It's gonna interrupt him with Chaos Bolt finally. That's exactly what he needed. Oh, but the Succubus catches the last second. Oh, he can't play the game. Goldbrick just doesn't allow him to play the game whatsoever. And there goes another portal. I think the portal does get himself a block. I wasn't even looking for that cooldown. Ignis does not want to give Cobra an easy win. He's going to make sure he's sending everything into him. This is your last chance, Ignis, dude. I believe in the Fire Mage dream. The fire versus Destro. The more controlled flames versus the erratic power of a Destruction Warlock. Which one is going to win here? Chaos Bolt, stun, mass damage into Ignis. Does not have a blink second bolt with a Bonzafel. I think it might be over. Does get himself invis. Some damage reduction, looking for a reset with his health a little bit. That's going to be a knockback, but Cobra just keeps pile driving those flames back to him over and over. SP is walking into this one with 28% dampening. Does go for the Shadow Word Death to break himself, snap himself out of that Succubus CC, which is awesome. If the man can get himself a good angle versus Cobra, he could potentially have himself a great setup. Cobra trying to see if he can mount up, trying to see if he can move. SP does not have the same mobility as Cobra. He could just pour it on top of him anytime he wants to. SP knows he needs to find a way to deal with Succubus. Wants to find a way to deal with Cobra. He is going to get the Nether Ward out really early. Does not use anything. Panda, Rachel to follow. Trinket with the Trinket right after Fear for Fear. Cobra does go for the wall here. Does not use the Undead Rachel. It is going to be all those Void Eruptions all at once. Mass damage out of SP. Cobra's wall does keep him holding on for a bit here. Silence to follow. Void Charm right after. Succubus can't even use CC. That's going to be Cobra catching up a little bit of health as soon as the Mind Games falls off. And SP is trying to see. What is the cast bar for SP, by the way? Why is it going through his health bar? I don't like that. If you guys see, what is it, SP casting, look at that cast bar. It's like literally over his health bar. I don't like that. What, does it do the same thing for Cobra? He doesn't really cast a lot, to be fair. So it's not like you really see a lot of cast bars on him. No, he doesn't do it for him. He does it for SP for some reason, though. Oh wait, actually I know why, because that's literally his cast bar back behind it. There's a health bar behind that health bar. That's why. Chaos Bolt out for Cobra, blasting him, stunned to follow at speed, trying to go for a juke. Does go for the juke on that kick. Oh, and that's going to be Cobra taking a bit of that mind games damage. He doesn't really take a lot of damage. His health bar is actually perfectly fine, sitting down for some food from Young. Whatever food he can gain is what he was going to get, as be catching up a little bit of health. 7 minutes into the match, 38% dampener. You're not going to see a lot of killing past this point, man. My goodness, simply zdaro, Masterfoot join us on a love bite. Love seeing that, man. Fear to follow for SP. Got him some full void eruption. Catching him in a root. That's going to be the horror bolts attacking. Spike and Synergy. Mass damage. Cobra under a ton of pressure, but also is SP. Both of them are so low. More to call last second. Chaos Bolt devouring at SP. He goes in for a disperse. That is a second Infernal dropping him. SP looking for recovery. Cobra taking huge hits back to back. Stun to follow. It's going to be mind games. Trying to see if he can avoid it. Oh, into a Chaos Bolt, but it's going to end up killing SP. He does a bit more damage on the Cobra. Cobra had no help whatsoever. Now there's SP. He catches him in a Shadow Word Death. He's so low on health. He's willing to risk a Shadow Word Death just to consume everything around the Warlock. That was incredible. SP. That was the hardest matchup for you. Actually, this might be the hardest matchup, a Hunter. Oh, man. Trying to heal. Mind Control to follow. Vampiric Touch instead. Panther Racial does get the Trinket out of war. Oh, the pet still kills you. Yeah, the pet. You might control the Hunter, but the pet still knows exactly who is your target. That is a tough one, man. That is rough. SP did such a good job, though. I keep forgetting how bursty Shadow Priest can be. I keep forgetting how bursty that spec can be. And I love it. Double stun for Warlock, gosh. As is going to just take stuns after stuns. Truth or Dare, just locking the man down. Got himself Chillbane. Or Chillbane? Is it Chillbane? The Snowball. I call it a Snowball, but it has a different name, though. I know it does. IBF out for Truth. Gripping the Hunter in. Disengaging out. He's got himself range. Hold on. That's got to be the pet joins in. And actually, the Ghoul ends up consuming the Death Chakram into itself. Truth or Dare just can't. Oh, man. That's just too much damage. That physical damage just punctures right through you, man. Frost Death Knights. They just don't have a lot of survivability. Is Saya last one? Or did we lose somebody on team 2? Actually, is it everybody? It feels like the team 1 is unstoppable, by the way. The only person that really gets to break past the wall that was Cobra was SP, man. That's a tough one. Stun. Messiah, last bastion of defense over for the team 2. Trying to see if he can cut down Logosh. And the man trying to see if he could hoof it out of there. Stun onto Saya, making some space. Trying to see if he can get away. Maybe he can go into a Kama. Will not be able to. Need some CC to break apart Saya, but they're swinging around the corner. The line this side goes in for Templars. With Love Bite trying to see if he can get himself a proper play here. Wait, Saya, he attack it? Mages? It's not the mages dueling you. It is the Feral who's just waiting out until... By the way, you got Sparkles. I love that. That looks great. This is just the Feral dude waiting for that Crusade Wings to fade. Blind immediately for Saya with a Trinket really early. Got himself Wake of Ashes. Stun onto Love Bite. Man, immediately with the Trinket. Shield of Vengeance out for Saya. And Love Bite is just going to back up out of there. Bark Skin is available. He's going to go for them hit and runs. He can bleed out that shield and not have to deal with it whatsoever. He's trying to see if he can get himself out of that situation. Back in there, walking over Crusade. It's not going to be a stun. Saya actually got himself a Sanct really early. Bubble to follow. Just trying to see if he can immune any stuns out of Bite. And he's going to go for Regenerating. 57% dampening. Not letting her regenerate and do nearly as much healing as it could. Back-to-back lead by Bite. Wants to go in for another stun. There goes the Bash. Perfect opportunity to sink in those bleeds. Wall out for Saya with quite a considerable damage reduction. Wall out for Love Bite as well with Thorns. Saya got himself a little bit of health, taking huge hits though. Those blades I think are just going to be the end of your big bites of Bite. Living up to his name with a Love Bite, man. Well done. Who's got the most kills there? Cobra? I think SP would have had at least one there, right? Man, that was a lot to track. I don't even know. Did everybody on team 2 get to play?